Okay, AI and welcome to another Power Skills training from Power Group, and this is on the Adobe Illustrator. And as I've said before, we're going to be discussing the transform, the align, and the Pathfinder properties. So I'm gonna reset the view to Essentials Classic. Then I'm gonna have to go to Windows and press the. I'm gonna have to go up a bit, and I'm gonna click on the align property. So with this align property, we see we've got the transform, the Pathfinder tool, and the shape mode tool. Yeah. Let's put it right back, and let me drag this right here. And I'm gonna have to scroll a little bit into the design to give you a good preview, and also I'm gonna have to delete all the stuff, weird looking stuff. Yeah, weird looking stuff. So now we're back. Now let's go. So what you can actually do with the align tool, I'm gonna outline it in a very good way. Okay, the Pathfinder tool is mostly used for cutting stuff out, cutting stuff intersect, a lot of stuff, right? Same thing with the shape modes too, but they all have the way to create compound shapes. Shape modes tool is used for creating compound shape. Transform tool is just to control the way your shape is gonna be. So we're gonna explore that in just a few minutes. So now let's go. Okay, so now one thing about align is that you can align anything as long as it's an object. We have text objects, we have shape objects. So now let me give you a preview. Okay, sorry, not that one. Trying to look for the text tool. Yeah, this is the type tool. So let's type sorry, pyro q. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. That's wrong. Okay, click on this, and I'm gonna increase the size. Okay, good. So now you can see the size right here. This is a very good size. Don't you love the size? It's very good. You're gonna love the size, trust me. So now look at this. So when you click on this stuff, you can see the height of the stuff right there. You can see the width of stuff right here. You can see the position. If I change the position of this one, you can see that these digits are going to change. This is the X position, and this is the Y position of the transform layer. If I choose this up, the Y position and the X is going to change because I can't drag like this. But if I click shift and I pull this down in a straight line, it means only the Y position is going to change. But if I click shift and I drag it like this, it means only the X position is going to change, as you can see. Okay, so that's a very good and brilliant tip. If you want yourself to move in a straight line, you can either drag it with shift left, or shift from a shift, and you can drag it down in a straight line too. Okay, drag it down in a straight line too. So that's all you need to know about that particular part. So now one thing we've got right here is that you can rotate your tool, and you can also share your tool. But also we've got some transform tool here, which when you go to transform, you see what we call rotate. You can actually rotate your shape, or you can just use this to rotate it just like this. But no worries about that. When you click on the rotate tool, you can just change to angle 90, change to 60, any degree you want. It's going to rotate to it. Now the share tool allows you to just make your shape and turn the and just try and shift the corners a little bit. Just do, when I click on 20, it's going to share it, just look like a trapezium. Then click this back to 0 degree. Look, this is how it's going to look. When I share it to minus 30, you see it's going to look somehow again. Okay, so let's just say I'm not sharing anything yet. Okay, you can actually go to transform, and can actually share it using this. When you say share, you can rotate to the degree in which you want to share. Okay, see, make sure you click your preview on, and can when you want horizontal or vertical sharing, or anyone you want to share. I want to press cancel because I'm not sharing my shape. The next one is I want to go to transform, reflect. That means I want it to be opposite to the way you see. You see, this is how it is, right? When I go to arrange, transform, reflect, it's gonna look somehow. Okay, when I say reflect, I can actually change the degree at which it is reflecting. I can see I want to reflect horizontal, I want it to reflect vertical. Anyone wants to reflect, and press OK, and it kind of changes. It switches where it's supposed to be. Okay, let me try and use this one option, reflect. Look, it's gonna reverse the stuff and reverse the word. Okay, might not notice in this shape anyway. So the next one, which is transform, you can see the share tool right here. I tell you have to share your object inside this, just try and make it to go inside. Okay, try and shift the corners inside a little bit. Now transform to, when you say transform each, can transform, use the scale, the move, the rotate, the options anytime you want to use it. Okay, instead of just adjusting one property at the same time. Okay, that way you can actually do with the transform tool. So you can actually see it right here. You can scale corners. Okay, you can scale the stroke and the effect. When I say scale corners, still scale stroke and effect, that means you cannot do any of them. Okay, so with this, you see I can actually rotate my object, give it the rectangle width, give it the rectangle height. This thing means that once you adjust this one, this is also going to adjust. Okay, if I change this to 6, see, this also changes. But if I did this and I change this to 5, you see it still stays the same. So that's just what this one means. And you can adjust the corner using this. Change the corner to 3, remove this, change the corner to 4, change the corner to 5, change the corner to 10. You see, change to 10. Have you seen? So this is kind of quite cool. This is so cool. So that's just one thing to know about the transform tool. Now next one which I'm going to discuss is the Pathfinder tool, as you can see. But before we go to Pathfinder, let's have a look at the shape modes. So with the shape modes, you could do a lot of stuff, such as unite, minus front, intersect, exclude. Now, let me create a new shape. Okay, look, I'm gonna create a new shape. I'm giving it a fill color of orange, and we can take a look at this. Okay, so now let's go. So when I click on both of them like this and I press unite, it means they're going to unite as one shape. Okay, sorry, the one that overlaps the other is gonna that means this one is going to change the color of the one that overlaps it. So if I press this and I press unite, you see it's gonna be color orange, and both of them are formed just one shape. Okay, so let me press minus front, and this one gets minus along with the one that overlaps right here. Okay, if I press intersect, means only this one in the center is going to show. Let me show you that. You see, only the one in the center is going to be showing. If I press exclude, it means the one in the center is going to be excluded. Okay, and this one is going to retain the same color as this one, since it overlaps this one. So the same rules apply in this one and the one and this one too, about the color stuff. Now let me press Ctrl Z and let's go to the Pathfinders. When I press this one, it means it's going to divide. Pathfinder means it's going to divide. Okay, on group. So look, it just divides the shape into pieces. As in, look, into pieces. Let's just pretend this never happens. Look, it's still divided. Oh, Ctrl Z. Okay, so it's not divided again. So now if I press this and I press the trim, okay, when I press this, it's still grouped. Press on group, and you see you have trimmed the part of this place. Okay, that's just what it means. Pathfinder is kind of quite useful when you're making maybe all these golden ratio logos and stuff like that, and you need a change of plan. It can actually be quite useful for you. Another tool which is also in the Pathfinder tool which you could use is the merge tool. You can merge both of them together. These are now same shapes. They are now they're not different shapes. Also almost like the trim tool, but the two shapes are merged together using the merge tool. Okay, so let's just pretend this never happened. Now another tool which could also be quite useful is the crop tool. Look, when I press this, it crops it, only the center is being cropped out. That means the one right here, it does not use the color of this one, but instead use the color of the one below it, and it's being cropped out. Now we can actually use the one of the outline, which means only the outlines are showing. Okay, give it a fill color, increase the stroke a bit, and you see we've got some cool outlines right here. And then you can use this in your design. Ctrl Z, use this in your design. Also, I can actually use the minus back option, minus the back, and you see this all goes away. So that's just one thing about the tools you see right here. Some of the tools are quite useful, as in they are so quite useful when you're making stuff or trying to make complex shapes. Also, let's go to the Align panel. With the Align panel, you see some stuff right here which are kind of quite disturbing because they look complex, but they're not quite complex anyway. They're not much complex anyway, so we can actually make use of them in any design. So if I want to align this one, this is the align horizontal align left. Click on this and it aligns left. Click on this in the center. Click on this align right. Now this one is just for the vertical align stuff. This one is vertical align top, vertical align center, and vertical align bottom. As you can see, this is for just for aligning your design. Next one we have is the vertical distribute top. When you click this, it's just for distributing objects. That means I'm coming a minute. So you can just distribute the space around the object. Okay, I'm gonna have to click all this, and you can see I can distribute the vertical, the spaces in between the object, and how the objects are being arranged. As you can see, you are gonna have to make this use of this in your design. You can always align to artboard or key object, anyone, and you can always edit this and give it the space you really want to give it. Okay, yeah, the space you really wish to give your stuff as they are being spaced out. So that's just all about the tools: the transform tool, the Pathfinder tool, and the align tool. On the next Illustrator tutorials, we're going to talk about mostly about the type tool, the effects you can make with the type tool. And type tool, we're going to choose some vital tools together, put them together in tutorial, and give the full aspect of it. Okay, so that's all. If you love what we do, give us a thumbs up on this episode, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also check out our other shows too. Leave a comment below if you don't understand anything, or if you wish that we should add something to this show, or you want to recommend episodes for us. Thank you very much for watching this show. Stay safe and goodbye.